episode 92, presented by Envisage Sports. Tonight we got Shane Fishman, Canadian grappling sensation. Let's do it.
Hi, Sean. Sean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. John, welcome to episode 92. How are you, my man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Not bad. Way more excited than you.
I'm excited too, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has
I can
been.
hear you, yeah.
How many days since you've been on here with us?
Oh, shit. 10 maybe, at least?
Yeah, it's been at least, yeah. Well, let's get right into it here, buddy. Thanks again for getting back. I know you're opening your school and trying to get things back going there and somewhat a bias reopening and that kind of stuff.
Somewhat back to normal.
Yeah, really, though. But, well, we got a good one here today. This one's sponsored by our friends at Envisage Sport. Over there in the UK, check them out online. You can check them out amazon.co.uk. It's pre-workout coffee, the best in the world. 100%. It's vegan. It's very, very good. It's natural. I use it pretty much every time I train. I know a lot of the people out here on the East Coast are starting to use it too. It's really, really good. So check it out. Here it is. Here, actually, I have a pack of it right here.
Yeah, I've used it a bunch of times now.
Product placement. We'll have to get Shane a pack of this. Let's get right into it here, John. Shane Fishman's going to join us today. Man, this is a guy, John, you know him kind of like I know him, being here on the East Coast. He out of all the events we did here in Sub-Series Pro, this is a guy who really impressed me almost the most out of anybody. There are other guys too and girls, but this guy, he was every event he competed of ours, almost every single one. In every event, he almost got here himself. I think he did get there himself every single one. He wanted to make it happen, and like he was a purple belt, and he just started coming every event, winning matches, and now he's over in Ireland. Like he's full time over in Ireland. He's back home in Canada now, I believe for COVID. To kind of not for COVID, but like to get away from COVID, I guess, but to be a little safer. Yeah. So he's a two-time a winner of Euro Nogi Championships. If anybody knows that tournament, it's pretty much the biggest in the world. He's a brown belt, super talented under Darragh O'Connell at East Coast Jiu-Jitsu Academy over there in Dublin. So let's bring him on, man. We'll talk about him being a hands competitor, a world competitor, and the difference kind of between sub only and all that kind of fun stuff. So without further ado, let's bring him on, our friend, a stud in many facets, Mr. Shane Fishman.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me, Kat. And man, look forward to it.
How's things? It's been a while.
It's been a while. The hair's all grown out. It's back to Canada for the meantime. It's weird. I kind of like it though. Like first 6 weeks, I wasn't really doing much, and then we started getting the garage dojo sessions going.
Nice.
So we started up with one buddy, and then slowly we've just been expanding a bit. So I've been training with a couple different guys, and it's nice. It's like all year I find you're always like, there's always competitions coming up. You're always like have to play your A game and prepare, and there's never times where like maybe over the summer a couple of times, but then the Nogi season starts. So this is nice just to slow things down, kind of try to just practice things that you don't really get a chance at during the year. So kind of been enjoying a bit of the slower pace of life and just catching up on some things. But yeah, how have you guys been dealing with this?
John?
I mean, as best as possible for sure. It's a giant pain in the ass, no question. But we're starting to get back to training now up here.
And the gyms open out in Nova Scotia, or?
Yeah, like so fitness gyms are all open, and the martial arts gyms are just starting to open now with just small groups or whatever, right? So
we're probably like, I bet we've had one case in a month. I know, like.
Yeah, I think there was a traveling case maybe this past month, but it's been 2 or 3 months since we've seen anything up here in the valley, at least. So it's been forever, but we have this fucking ridiculous mask protocol coming in the end of this week, I guess.
While you're training.
Well, no.
That's the thing about it.
This is even better. You have to wear the mask into the facility, and then you can take it off and stick it in your pocket and train, and then you have to put it back on to walk back out of the facility.
All right.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just kind of defeats the purpose.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah,
we'll
I've heard
see
I've heard
anyway.
of some people training with the masks on, but that would just be ridiculous. Like,
We
Well,
looked
at least
at
you
the
guys-
idea, but it's like,
Yeah.
man, oh man, you'd have to duct tape it to your face to keep it on for one thing, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
At least you guys can get back to it. Like, I think we're in stage 2 in the GTA in Toronto area, so there's a couple of gyms that open up. I know Action Reaction, a few other ones, but I think it's only you can train with like it has to be someone living in your house or
Yeah.
so it's quite limited still.
Yeah. Is that why you came back? Is that I didn't say like
No, it's probably better to be in Ireland right now. They're back open. They train on alternate days, so like they have different groups of guys training on one day and then different groups just to minimize if there wasn't right at the gym. I'm looking to get back in the end of September. I just came back because I lived in like a small crappy student residence, and at initially they put like you couldn't leave your house more than 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. So I was stuck in this little 4x4 room. I'm like, I think I might as well head back home for the meantime. But
you can't go to the airport. You cannot leave this block.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know how much they're enforcing that, but yeah. So I just came home and be with the family, and then looking to get back there end of September. When the summer ends, when winter comes, I'll head back down there.
Smart man. Yeah. Smart man. Yeah. What was the whole idea behind that? You started because I don't believe you did not go. You were not training in Ireland when you were a purple belt. That started just after purple.
Yeah. So I went to physio school at University College Dublin.
That's right.
Didn't get into Ontario, so I thought it would be a cool opportunity. I knew Dara's school was close by, and I met up with some of the guys at Worlds in California, and they kind of told me that his club was nearby, and got me kind of interested in going there. So I went to school for 2 years, and then I decided to stay and work there for a year. So I was working at a physio clinic out there, and then it paid off where I was getting my clinic in during the day, training there in the evenings, and then the Europe scene is so cool. Like, it's so easy to travel all around Europe, so I kind of got hooked with that, the travel on the weekends, and all those guys are such good guys. It's hard to leave. Like, eventually I'm going to come back here and start working, but I think I just want to, enjoy the time out there while I have it there.
Yeah. How much longer will you be out there in school? Or
so I finished school. I was working 1 year, and then I have another year in my residence permit before I apply. If I wanted to stay longer, I could apply for a work permit, but I think I'm going to take the 1 more year, see where I'm at there, and then if I want to stay, I'll look into applying. But yeah, it's going good. It's like I've got a full-time job out there. I can train once a day at least, so it's a good situation
awesome,
there.
Man.
Yeah. Well, like life, man. Risk becomes reward at the end of the day. Like, you went there to, like, you could have went to school, like you said, you might not have get in, or you didn't get in Ontario.
It didn't get in Ontario,
but you could have got in maybe in Alberta or somewhere else closer to home, right? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, spending time over there is going to give you a whole new perspective. Like, that's
world class too.
That's a great idea, man.
Yeah, it's I don't know, if I studied here, obviously I could have paid a bit more and still gone out west or anywhere else, but I thought just throw myself into a different place and figure it out. At least as long as a good training somewhere, I'm happy. So
and to be completely honest, Shane, your jiu-jitsu career has absolutely skyrocketed since that, which is weird because you're in school again, like, but like, I don't know if it's a mix of talent, hard work, different like whatever it happens to be, but man, like you've really done really well and onto Polaris. And
I think it's a balance though. Like when I head out to like New York and train with Marcelo's for like 2 weeks at a time, when I'm training there like 2-3 times a day, it's like I just feel like if I was there year round, I would get burnt out so quick. It's like it's nice when you like, even when I was doing a lot of your shows, 2017, I think 2016, 2017. I just felt like I was training twice a day. I was teaching in the evening, so just all in jiu-jitsu. I took the year off school, and I found like it was great, but you still have so much time during the day to do other things. Like I can get my morning session, and get my evening session. I have like 6 hours in the day where I might just go home and take a nap, whereas I can actually be productive. So I feel like you need a balance, and if you're just all about jiu-jitsu, it's like it can drain you really quick. So
very well said.
Certainly taxing.
Super guilty of that myself. It's very, very easy to kind of get dragged into the world of it. And is that something that you like noticed directly after that? Because like, was it a body thing? Was it a mental thing?
I think for me, it was just more, so like all my friends had graduated school and like they're all working, and I'm like I'm training all day. I'm teaching in the evenings. I took this year off. Again, it was just a year off, but it's trying to figure things out. But at the same time, it was like, it just, in the back of your head, you're like, I'm just a jiu-jitsu bum, fucking, like, you don't feel like validated, although you're training hard today, like twice a day. It's hard work, but at the same time, it's just different when you see everyone, going working their full-time jobs, and you're just there training and teaching jiu-jitsu. But it is like, man, anything you're passionate about, you can share to people. Jiu-jitsu, like, you don't realize how much it benefits people's lives. So again, not to take away from it, but at the same time, I just felt like I could do more at the same time. So
yeah, that's super important, and I know John's very good at that. Like, it's important to have other interests and things, eh, John?
I agree, absolutely. I mean, I just can't have a singular interest. I'm not built that way. I mean, I'm just so interested in so many different things, and I like to go down, not rabbit holes, but like down these, different channels, different, just things totally out of the scope I'm used to. I mean, it's so true that you can't be amazing at everything, but people saying, what is it? Master of none, something like that. Jack of all trades, master of none. Well, I think you can be more than sufficient, and maybe even, professional level in many different things. And I think especially with COVID, like it's so fucking silly for me to even say this, because I've always felt and said that you need to diversify in your business. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket. And if you're ever going to kind of grow any kind of wealth, you're going to need to diversify your portfolio and the avenue of the things you went into. So, but I've been saying, I say this, but then COVID hits, right? So we have the fitness gym shut down, Abaya Granite shut down, Abaya Windsor shut down, the climbing gym shut down, Fight League Atlantic gets shut down, right? So that I've been tattooing for about 12 years. So I'm like, I'll do a bunch of tattooing, and it's great. Bye. They shut that shit down. And then comedy's a hobby that I do, and they shut that down. So I went back to like construction for a couple months, but it was just bananas. So now I'm like,
not only forced to take me fishing.
Not Derek having fish. Yeah. So it's like it's just crazy. Now it's on a whole other level. I'm like, holy shit! I not only need to diversify, but I need to diversify into these essential businesses to be fully like secure and have any kind of job security. Like, you didn't expect to have the rug pulled out after 15 years of building, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
insane. It goes a lot to say, like what Shane said, like he sees all your buddies out there working, and I'll tell you, like, man, so much of this is luck. So much of everything is not, like, there's a lot of hard work that goes into people, but there's a lot of fault to it too. There's a lot of people living on credit and doing their thing and like posting all these pictures on social media. It's like, man. Come on, man. Come on. Like, I've been at this game a long time now.
Yeah. You don't need to compare yourself to other people. I mean, it's good to be driven by what you see around you, but that's not what it's all about. Like, carve out your niche, be happy. If you're teaching jiu-jitsu and making a living, and your day is doing jiu-jitsu and teaching jiu-jitsu, which is all super fun, like, good quality of life, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shane.
No. I was just gonna say, as well as like this made me realize how much, like, so obviously initially I couldn't train at all, and then I just got into matches, like study matches, watching more instructionals, and I think you don't realize how much you can actually learn just from just using your mind, rather than, I find on days where I might be training 4 or 5 times a week, and then the next 2 days I'm studying rather than training 7 days a week. I feel like so much more improvements you can make by just studying your game, rather than every day just trying to beat each other up and just grind your body down. It's like so many improvements you can make just from analyzing your game and being a bit smarter from your training. I think that's what kind of this is all kind of showed me as well. Like, there's the benefits from not training as well. You can put in the work and not break down your body at the same time. So
work smarter,
time to recover. Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Classic line, right? And it's funny you say that, Shane, because I don't know if you remember this, John, or not, but Shane again was one of these athletes that kind of came out here, and like, there's a few athletes, obviously Tazza and Ethan and Shane are three of big names for me that really helped our promotion a hell of a ton and moved our promotion in the right way. But when you did that ninja roll, man, you started doing those ninja rolls out here and taking people's backs. And obviously it's happened plenty of times, but to see it actually in front of me, I was like, holy shit, that was incredible, man. Like you were really, really talented. So it'd be interesting.
Not
to see how
against
good
Devin
you are.
Parada. Devin Parada shut those down. I think it was only the last one where I got those, but that
The
guy
last,
was nearly reversed the back take on me a couple of times there. But
that was that was a good match.
yeah, those are fun. Like, but I think sometimes I get in the habit of passing too flowy. Whereas now it's like now you throw in the leg locks. I find that like in gi I can pass standing, whereas no gi if you pass standing it's easy to get elevated, get into the leg entanglements. Whereas now it's like I'm finding no gi body lock passing, keeping the legs away. Obviously the ninja roll, those are fun, but I think there's a time and place for that shit, and not as frequently as I used to love to do those.
Mr. O'Connor might not be so happy with those. Don't ever do that in the Polaris stage again. What was that experience like? Obviously, you competed in our shows, man, which gave you a little bit of a
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I think no, man. Like I think what did they have in that venue? I don't know. It's pretty similar to your shows, though. To be honest, just being on that stage, the walkouts at the beginning, the walkouts to the like, it was pretty. Like those were nice. You know, just getting comfortable in that stage. Obviously, they had a bit bigger crowd there, but it was quite similar to all your events there. So that was cool. I think the big thing you don't realize, like we do all these IBJJF circuits, we do like PAMs, Worlds, we do all these things, and then you go have one match because it's on UFC Fight Pass. All your friends see, and everyone thinks, "Oh, Shane's on this thing." It's like it's so different because to me, it's like it's just another super fight. It's like I think PAMs and Worlds, I'd probably be more nervous for that, and it's like the amount of validation you get from your friends. It's so weird because it's just like another match to you, but because it's on Fight Pass and it's broadcast,
so much more exposure.
Yeah, which I didn't recognize that until I did one of those shows.
Those 3 letters,
UFC.
Know, like crazy. People, the average person, like you said, your friends at home or whatever, people they'd never be like, "Oh, Shane's on mat 7 at 224." Like what? Yeah, right. They're just gonna be like your picture on Facebook if you won. They're like, "Congrats, bro." You know, that's my boy or whatever. But if you're a super fight, they'll probably watch.
Boys in the UFC.
Yeah, exactly. So many people thought I was like, "Oh, Shane's a UFC fighter now."
Of course they did.
Big.
Like, oh man, Tinkler and friggin' Fishman's in the UFC.
Any plans for MMA? You think? You ever do it?
I guess if things get desperate enough, but right now we're hanging in there with the jiu-jitsu.
Hell
I don't know. Yeah. We need to throw some hands, maybe, but I think that'll be another different. I don't know, another lifetime. Not now.
Yeah. I see Buchecha might be making the transition or is making the transition.
Yeah.
What's that?
Interesting to see. Buchecha is going to move over to
MMA.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. He's giant. I mean, he'll have to be a 205er. He wouldn't be a heavyweight. I can't imagine. He must cut down, but
I don't know.
Yeah, like I just hope like Damian Maia had that phase where he went like full into kickboxing. Like he tried to strike with Anderson Silva, and then he had that phase where he went back into the grappling, wrestling, taking guys down. So you just hope when those guys get in, they just stick to
I'm interested to see if Ryan Hall, like he's got a fight. He finally got a fight, I think.
Yeah, I remember there was something scheduled. I can't remember who it's against.
Davi Ramos just fought
last. Is that who he's fighting?
No, but I think he just fought last weekend or was supposed to too. But he's another guy like that. Like Adolfo's fighting in the UFC now too, which is cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of crossover now, which is cool. What?
Are you able to put on any shows, Kat, during this? Or are you obviously looking into the possibility? Or?
Well, John,
take this one, Derek.
Well, so John and I run Fight League Atlantic together, or whatever events we do. And it's interesting. We've spoke about a few things, and we're waiting on other things. Like we can't really say too much right now, but
of course.
If we can, yes, we're kind of waiting on things. Fuck, this is a hard one.
We've been told we can't do anything for the rest of the year right now.
Yeah, from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they also don't overlook grappling. So they say not to do it.
Yeah.
But they don't have any jurisdiction over it. So it's like, do you do it and then kind of get red flagged? I don't know. Probably not worth it because there's no, we all know there's no money in grappling. like at our level.
Well, to get back to MMA, it's going to be working with the commission. I mean, the Nova Scotia Commission spoke for the country when we spoke to them, but
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, it's all going to depend if the curve stays flat or gets better. That's what's going to make all the difference.
It's crazy because there's very little cases out there with you guys. I guess for us it makes more sense. I think we're still at like 150, 70 new cases a day, but
yeah, we're like zero.
It's crazy. And that, like John and I have spoke about it. Like we're not, and maybe I'm speaking a little for John here, but I don't think we're really necessarily scared to put on a grappling event. I don't think that's something that really. It's just more like, is it worth our time?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, there's that. Absolutely, it's like is it economical, but is it also worth
the safety,
our relationship we have with the commission? And again, just like you said, like if we do start bringing people in, the last thing we want to do is cause any kind of problems or outbreaks. So it's tough,
gave
right?
the whole province COVID for $612.
Yeah,
minus tax.
Yeah, at a loss of $4,000.
Yeah, no, but I think I think there's other things that I spoke to you guys about anyway. But who knows, Shane? What's going to happen?
That's where it's at, Shane.
Crazy because I don't think most gyms are going to open until 2021 in here. Like it doesn't look like it. Obviously, some like Gringo's Gym, Action Reaction have started. Just like single partners, I think. But it's crazy. I thought by the summer, July, August, things would start opening.
Yeah, I don't know.
We were closed down at the MMA gym for just over 4 months. The fitness gym, we were closed down for 3 months. And then like Fight League's going to be 10 minimum.
It's like there's an email that goes out from like the prime minister and the president to everybody. And it's like, okay, now boom. Because all of a sudden the other day, it's like all these cities made mask mandatory. Now here it's like like who are these? Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be more behind it. Like the masks are going to be made mandatory, and then they're going to open up the country or do something like that.
Yeah, it's just
I
don't know. It seems like ridiculous. You can do all you can here, and then you open the borders again, and
ruin it all. Yeah,
we have this Atlantic bubble out here, so you can move amongst the 4 provinces without isolating. But if anyone else comes to the 4 provinces out here, you have to quarantine for 14 days. But nowhere else in the country do you have to do that. So
and I don't think it's pleased.
Hey, there's my cat playing. Come here.
Let him go, Derek. You're so mean.
Trying to fight on the podcast.
A little bit of joy that cat has.
I'm pissed now. Bite my feet. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's obviously at the end of the day, it's safety. I don't like you look at these people down in the United States and I don't know who to believe. Shane, what do you think about everything? Like I don't know. Is it out of control? Are they being reckless? Like, what do you think?
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole here, to be honest. But
Shane, in your expertise,
come on, man.
Let's get into
virus. You're a physiotherapist.
I know physio and I know jiu-jitsu. That's all I can talk about.
The New York Times actually put up a really good article. My good friend Tyler Hicks shot the photos for it down in Brazil on the Amazon and the effect it's had down there, which has been pretty devastating. Like they've got the second highest numbers to the United States. So
it's terrifying stuff.
But the way they do their articles and stuff now, the interactive graphics and stuff as you move through on the computer, just amazing. Yeah, he sent me a link, blew me away. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, it is terrifying. Like it's
crazy. It's a weird disease because like some people can shake it off quick, and then you have like young people getting blood clots and like. It's definitely something you have to be wary of. Like you can't just say this is bullshit and
no.
Absolutely.
That's where masks are important for sure.
Yeah, I think if masks are used properly and it's enforced, then great, it'll do the trick or at least help slow things down. But if they're constantly being touched and handled and moved and taken on and off, it's pointless.
It just interests me in the difference between the 2 countries. Well, like, what's Ireland's stance on it, Shane? Like, what are they like? How are they dealing with it?
They were pretty similar to us. They had the stages of lockdown, and then I think they got down, like when I last checked, they were down to 30 new cases a day. So they just accelerated their whole thing to like the last stage. So I think just pubs now and restaurants, but I think most gyms, everything's pretty much back to normal there. So they handled it pretty similar to us. They had like workers' compensation schemes, like they had the safety net for businesses and all that. So it's pretty similar to here. They're pretty quick to act on it.
That's
Nice.
good.
Smart. Yeah, it is. Well, it's like Trudeau came out here and he said, listen, we don't know like if we're doing the right way, but if we try to do it the right way, this would, obviously would take years. So I gotta say, like I don't like any political party either way. Like I'm not a fan of any of them personally. I go by the person if I can, but I think he actually has handled it pretty well. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they
I
got
would-
the money out,
I wouldn't want to
the
do it.
curve
That's
and
for
all that.
sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
gave a lot of money out, and then he's gonna slide out of office and let the next schmuck deal with the fucking debt.
He's giving it to everybody to do speeches.
Yeah, but they're gonna come back for that money. Like they're gonna hire up a whole team to whoever
Oh,
like
man.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
track him down.
Definitely coming back for
third
that.
clawbacks over the next couple of years are gonna be vicious.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, yeah. What do you
But, what's that?
like I gotta ask you about techniques, man. You're starting to put out some technique videos randomly.
Mhm.
Is that something you kind of always want to do? You're a very technical athlete, like the way you fight. Very methodical, there's a plan to it, very high level.
Is that something what I want to do? I definitely I enjoy teaching. I think it's definitely something I would like to do, but I think give it till I think I'm 26 right now, so I think competing till my early 30s, just pushing the competition, and then if there's a time when I want to, teach or open up an academy or something like that, that would be a little more down the road. But I like putting out like little things here and there, see what the interest is, what kind of people like to see, and I think I think I got a couple of unique positions or different positions that I can offer a bit of a unique standpoint on. So I like putting that out here and there, but I think that's later on. Just finish, get all the competition experience I can get in first, and then look to that a bit later.
Yeah, good call, man. Do it while you're young and your body heals.
Well, there's certainly no lack of it out there. That's for sure. It's crazy,
Yeah.
man. Jiu-jitsu stuff out on YouTube and
Oh my god, man.
else.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the guys that have developed John Thomas is one I'll look up. I look at his stuff, and that guy gets such 20,000-30,000 views of a video, and that guy, he's a great teacher too. He puts out really good content.
Good teacher,
and that stuff, I mean, if you open an academy, that stuff helps. It's so good to have that exposure. So it's definitely a good thing to build.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I've certainly, it's. I was going to say, how many people? I probably had 3 or 4 people through the last few years message and be like, "Hey, is Kent Peters by you?" And I'm like, well, he is. He's 6 hours or 5 hours from us or whatever, but he's same province. Oh man, I know him from Instagram. His stuff's awesome. I want to go train. I'm like, oh cool. Well, that's great. He is in the same area. Come train. But it's funny, that's what it's like, man. You put yourself out there, and that's how it works, right? You're always going to get people critiquing you and shitting on you or whatever. But if that's something, if it's something that you want to do and enjoy and put it out there, it's like you competing, man. Not every performance is going to be perfect. I'm sure people pick it apart, but
it's always a risk of criticism. But if you let that stop you at anything in life, you're just not going to do shit.
No.
Yeah.
Certainly not going to win Euros.
No.
That's a challenge too for me though. I find especially when I was in Ireland, working the full time Monday to Friday, and then to have to go to an airport on Friday to go compete. It's just an uncomfortable. It's in the whole travel experience. It's an uncomfortable experience, and then you have to get up early, compete, and then you're back to work on Monday. So I think the biggest thing to me is just keep pushing yourself out to those uncomfortable experiences. And competition is always going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be people watching. It's going to be you're going to have negative thoughts right before. You're going to question why you're doing it. But I think the more you push yourself, there's always positive things that come from that. So I think definitely getting yourself to push out of your comfort zone is a big thing with jiu-jitsu for sure.
Oh, absolutely. With everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm always amazed though. It's something I talk about a lot, and it was amazed me when it came to those shows, and I didn't get to focus on it as much as at our fight event. It was a little bit more hectic, but the jiu-jitsu shows, man, to watch somebody like yourself go out there and compete at a high level and just kind of focus on and John, you'd know this from boxing back in the day and stuff, and you've competed a lot, that absolute focus, that it's just you're nothing's bothering me, nothing's getting in my head. It's a pretty great talent to have. It's such a huge thing when it comes to sports.
I think that's why we love to roll, right? Like everything just tunes out. You just get in the flow. There's good music on. You just like it's the best time where you just forget about everything else, right?
Yeah, man. Very singular focus.
Yeah. If someone's trying to kill me, is legit when I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Everything else falls away, right?
I'm not Jared. I don't like when Jared tries.
Everybody else.
Cax, have you been training much during all this? Or?
Yeah, I have. I've been. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've probably in the last month or so, probably 5 weeks, I picked it up a little bit. And for me, picking it up is probably 3 times a week now. Like that's as much as I'll train because my body. I don't
neck issues and.
Yeah, my neck's feeling really, really good now. It's just more so just my depression and being lazy is pretty much what's holding me back now. My injury is being lazy and no, but I'm getting out there 3 times a week as much as I can. But it's hard for me. I live down in Halifax now.
Yeah.
So my home club obviously is New Glasgow. I drive back once in a while, train in Halifax BJJ, sometimes clinch, sometimes I'll go down to John's if I haven't been there yet, but whatever, I'm going to. And, I just try to get around and just love the sport, right? And train with different people, but it's definitely been interesting for me. So we'll see.
I think like what's pretty cool about the garage sessions is that like guys you wouldn't train with before, obviously the politics and all that stuff involved, like I'll just hit up a guy from Toronto BJJ. We'll head to his garage. They'll come to me. I'll go to. So it's cool mixing up with different guys around Toronto, and I think it's been a cool time. Whereas all the politics involved, it's difficult to get a lot of good guys in a room that are from different academies. So
yeah,
the politics. I always said that, and John, like that's you and I spoke about it. Like when I first were like, because everyone told me like MMA, man, the athletes are way worse. Don't ever do it. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. Cannot be worse than jiu-jitsu. No way. And sure enough, it was way easier. It was interesting, Shane, you say about the politics. Like, it's like we won't get into it, but it's interesting. Like when you talk about that and you go to those sessions and you're just like, I think the new age, as things are progressing, like that new age of jiu-jitsu is like, man, I just want to train. I do not give a shit where you train. I just want to be a good person and train and laugh and get good rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I think it's important to go to different places and train and learn new things, different perspectives. Like jiu-jitsu is so different, and each person has their own particular style. Like me and Derek, our jiu-jitsu is going to be very different because we're both, brown and black belts. So we've been at it for long enough. Same with you, Shane. Neither one of us is going to teach the same way or train the same way or roll the same way. So each one of us has our own perspective we can pass on to white belts and blue belts, purple belts, and everybody else. And the same way a blue belt picks up something or sees something differently and passes on to me. And man, if you're not open to training and learning from other people in this sport, pointless. Walk away.
The first 6 weeks I was training with my one buddy, and I literally pick him up downtown Toronto, drive him back every day. Not because I'm a good friend, because the corona, I didn't want him taking those fucking public transportation.
That's a good friend, though. That's a good friend.
Okay, but I guess I was. Yeah. Anyways, but like 6 weeks, just me and him training, and then I got to slowly expand it out. And it's so interesting, different styles. Like one guy, one thing can work so well, and then a guy just gives you some slight different variation, and you need different bodies, different training partners. Everyone's got such unique, everyone does some stuff differently. So it's so nice to have like these garage sessions going on with different people and meeting up with guys you wouldn't normally train with. So that's one positive throughout all this, I guess.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
That's a great idea. I never really thought about that. I know Cletus is kind of doing his place over there, but I don't know if anybody else has kind of took that approach. Have you heard of anybody doing that, John?
Isn't TJ doing something similar? I think you told me that. Maybe.
Yeah, but I think it's like an actual club. TJ's doing. I don't know any of that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's all that's going on here. Just a bunch of underground garage dojo sessions.
Yeah, I do have a few guys up here from my school that were doing like a couple people in a basement or an apartment or the living rooms all matted. Like I have a few buddies that have matted their living rooms for this, but there is some of that going on. Like 2 or 3 people training together during COVID, but that was it. train with the same guy or train with the same two people.
You can come out here and you can go to class at Halifax. Well, no, I shouldn't say class. Like they have a bubble. John has a bubble.
We have a bubble. Yeah, we're not taking anyone new yet.
Under 10, I think, kind of thing.
And when we do start taking new people, which I think will be soon, we'll take a couple. It'll be people we know locally that have already been vetted, right? So it's just got to be so. I just don't want some random person to show up and then find out 30 minutes into talking to them that they were like, yeah, we just drove up from New York, and we're just here for the summer, and then they give everyone COVID. And then
you should ask them for their IDs.
Yeah, I want your ID and your driver's license. I also need 10%.
You must wear this suit.
Yeah, that's right. So that's it. I mean, but just trying to be smart about it.
Keep it safe. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Keep it safe, but at the same time, get back to being physically fit and getting that good jiu-jitsu therapy, and
it's so important.
Dealing with all the other fucking issues that come from not doing everything.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, I think my goal, I just as something to kind of train towards is the East Coast trials. I'm not sure if those are on, but I think something. I think that's in November in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So just the goal to keep training towards. But
I
don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't know what will happen with that.
I saw them post there the other day, like I think registration's going to be open, and then someone was like, if I pay, am I going to get my money back? Because I don't think New Jersey's going to be ready. But knowing Mo Jassim and Tom DeBlas, man, they'll figure it out. Those guys are pretty badass. And Seth,
I'm not sure if Tom DeBlas is going to care.
Cancel that. Yeah.
Like,
I follow him on Instagram. He's political. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tom. He's not too worried. I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Tom DeBlas.
Come get me, mofo.
Come stop me. Exactly.
Yeah. So hopefully it does. It's like you say, Shane. It's something to look forward to because, it's not just like we're regular athletes. There's hobbyists. There's other people. But like for people who like have a goal, like this is my year to win worlds or whatever, right? There's these people who work really hard to get there. So it's nice to, whether it happens or not, they can still have that like mental competition to keep them on the right structure of training properly, eating properly, and that focus, right? So they don't totally, I guess, lose out and stop doing jiu-jitsu and competing, I guess.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's just to have a goal, but at the same time, I think so many businesses are being closed, like real stuff are happening. So missing worlds or pans is not in this big scheme of things. It's not huge, but hopefully we get back to things and slowly get to compete again.
Yeah, it's true, and like it sucks because you hear about all these clubs. Like I know 2, 3. Almost 4 here closed on the East Coast, maybe more so far.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some other gyms we just don't know about.
Yeah, so
karate or taekwondo or something.
Like closed for good, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean too.
Not coming back, right? Yeah, like so it sucks, man. It's interesting. It's like I don't know what's going to happen with martial arts. I'm kind of interested, because we all fall under the radar. In Ontario, you don't, because there's an association.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm pretty sure I don't know, Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. So are they all closed? No, because I see some MMA clubs are open, but maybe that's just for boxing.
I honestly, I haven't looked into too much. I know stage 3, it's no prolonged close contact sport. So jiu-jitsu wouldn't fall into that, but I think they have some workaround where if you're living with the same people, if you're, if you can get the same training partner, but I know there's no like open mat 12 o'clock. Like it's nothing like that. It's quite strict down the schedule right now. So I think
I've seen a couple gyms in Ontario open up.
Yeah,
but it's like that. It's exactly
quite limited. So I think until stage 4 comes, which I don't know when that's coming. So I'd say 2021 for most gyms. Like it's looking.
That's
looking
brutal.
like that.
Absolutely friggin' brutal.
How's Ryan Almonte doing?
Man, he just came by the other day. A little chubby, put on a bit of weight, but no, he's good, man. I miss that guy. It's nice we got some good rounds in. Still explosive, you let that guy pass your guard and you're not catching up for the rest of the round. So the guy is doing good, man. Just needs to lose a couple pounds and he'll be back.
There you go. Well, this clip will be his motivation, hopefully. Shout out to Ryan.
I told him he's got to lose some weight last time, so we'll get him back to middleweight. We'll give him 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll get him there.
There you go. Yeah, you guys we're a good bunch of people to deal with up there, and I don't know if you can say that. Good bunch of people. Fuck. Anytime I say people now, I feel weird.
What are you gonna say?
Jerry screwed that up for everybody. I don't know. You people, remember?
People.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the? Oh, yeah.
Remember Don Cherry said "you people" and got fired off CBC? No.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what he said.
Yeah, he said "you people," but he also said other things, I guess, too, right? But it's
All in
anytime.
context, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short,
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying, but I guess I was saying, like, when you guys came down, you're always kind of a pleasure to deal with, very easygoing, just there to compete and have a good time. And you must have thought it was pretty weird coming from Ontario and then like coming down to this random place, like little town of Pictou.
Oh no, man, it was so cool. Like, it was such. I think one time me, Kat, David Costa, we all drove out. Like, man,
you drove out a couple times, I think.
Yeah, we drove out a couple. I think after that first drive, I think I flew out the next time. But it was no, man, such a cool time coming out there, and hopefully in the future we come back out again. And it's just cool because we didn't have that many shows, in Ontario. It's difficult to get those shows running. So, man, you were doing it every couple months, so that was awesome to get out there.
It's funny. We were like, John and I were talking about that. It's funny. Like, now people talk about Canadian grappling and jiu-jitsu. Not too often do you hear about submission series. It's so weird. It's like it kind of disappeared, and it's such an like it was like a 3-4 year period in my life, and then it just kind of disappeared. And you look at all these other shows going now, and I'm like, wow, like they're so great. Like, but we were a part of that. It's cool, right? Like, you're a small part of like shows like Kasai now. Like,
man, Eddie Bravo put out that like the best up and coming shows to watch. You guys were in there, like, man, you had what was your first match? It was like Liera, the first main event, Liera versus
no, first main
number
event
2.
Satava.
Okay, Satava and
and then Munch was there too. The second event was oh, that was at Atos, so that was Liera and Tinoco, and then Hinger was there.
And it was cool that you guys always did the local guy versus, the big guy coming in. It was like
we tried. We were the OGs. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I'll fight to the death for that. We started.
Yeah, man. You started a bunch of guys' careers, and we're a big part of the scene coming out here. I mean, I was just competing on them, but it was awesome to be a part of, and it was the first time, anything like that was happening out this way. That's for freaking well sure. I mean, I'd only heard of Metamoris, I think, when you came out.
Oh, man. Like, I think the whole idea, but and I say this to the day, I'm just the idiot that was kind of the face of it. But at the end of the day, man, it was a community thing. Everybody came out in droves. Like, people really supported it as coaches, as clubs, as
all
whatever it was.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's cool. You had that like small town vibe, all the local guys representing, and then you brought in like the fucking superstars, and so it was. No, man, I'll never forget those shows. Those were awesome.
Yeah,
and especially don't you find like that kind of built the base for the like the MMA shows as well, like similar, like you obviously used exposure with sub series to
yeah, man, the production experience and that you gained from that definitely was visible in FLA.
Yeah, well, it's
like Derek handles the production side for FLA, Shane, and we handle different parts of the business, but that's his forte for sure.
Yeah, well, it's
you and Danny and your team over there, and
you learn, right?
You guys know exactly what you're doing now. Yeah,
it's just learn. Like, you think back to like Danny's like, I can't take
wizard.
I'm the just OCD guy in the background connecting all the dots.
That's exactly. That's a very good description.
It's just this.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like that, but it's like you said, Shane, it's, I guess, like anything, after a while that you just become better at it and you notice little things. And I take things from other events too. John and I talk about a lot of things, and a lot of athletes will give us ideas. That's important, I think, too. Like, athletes, what feedback does an athlete have? Like, I don't know if it was you or other people were like, it'd be cool if you had a better walkout, and we really couldn't afford it. Like, I was doing these shows with like nothing. The Chokes by the Ocean event was like, oh my God. Or going out to Edmonton and doing an event with 3 people. Like, I was telling John the story the other day. We went out there and put on this huge event, this tournament, and then we put a show on at night, and we checked the pay-per-views. It was all pumped. It was a sold-out show, like 300 tickets sold. I checked the pay-per-view numbers and I'm like, oh, it must have been a good show. It was like 75. I'm like,
And that was the Kumite, right? Like the
West Coast Chokes, it was called. West Coast
Oh,
Chokes.
West Coast Chokes. Yeah.
So we went out and did this big sub-only tournament during the day, and then they had to qualify, and then they competed at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was funny.
I thought the Kumite did pretty well though. No, like it was like at least a couple hundred. No.
Yeah.
When you did the Canadian Kumite.
We did, yeah, and then it got up around like 288, I think, was our highest when it was the final Chokes by the Ocean there with Diego and yourself, and like that was a pretty stacked card, truthfully, like in little kind of pick in Nova Scotia. It was hard to believe.
The theater was a cool setup too. Like
that was cool.
The stage seating is nice.
Yeah, too bad they didn't give us an usher.
Yeah.
Show up to the Call Center. Really is a good venue, though. It's a beautiful venue. Like Troy, who runs the venue there, he really worked hard for us. He really went to bat for us, and he just didn't get much help, unfortunately. But it's a beautiful venue. I'd love to use it again in some way, shape, or form. But what's the future hold for you, Mr. Fishman? Back to Ireland, you said?
Back to Ireland so we can get some training, and I'll probably head back. I think end of September, and then take one more year out there. Hopefully compete. If not, just to get some training, get back to work out there, and then we'll see. I'll probably come back for next summer, and then eventually get work. I'm in the midst of getting certified here as a physio, so I'm just writing an exam in September, and then I'll head back there. So, if I can't train here, I might make a trip out to you guys, make a trip out to Ireland. At least you guys are open out there, right?
That's it. Right. That's it. Well, we'll keep in touch. For sure, for sure. We already kind of spoke, so who knows what'll happen, man. And keep doing your thing. I think you're a wonderful guy, and you're great for the jiu-jitsu community. And you're always a very, very pleasant guy to deal with. Always super respectful and kind to everybody around you. So keep it up, man. And we have lots of love for you out here. Any advice for anybody who's kind of maybe wants to do the same thing? Follow the path you've taken.
Just take those opportunities, train. Like it's pretty much just exposing yourself, putting yourself on the line, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but I think in the long term, taking those chances, getting comfortable with competing, that stuff all pays off. So I'd say definitely just get out there competing. If you're 8 months in, a year in, it doesn't matter. Just obviously this isn't the best time to get out competing, but find a safe bubble and put in the work and get competing. But thank you for having me, Kat. Man, I love always coming out to the show, and you guys were always awesome with the opportunities, finding us good matches. So no, I'm always grateful for that.
Okay. No, shout out to Under the Gi as well. David and Kat were a huge part of a lot of our events and getting you guys out here a lot of times. So shout out to them as well. Thank you for the help. So yeah, man, we'll stay in touch. We'll be in touch here in the next little bit and see what kind of direction John and I move. And if we move at all, we might just move 2 steps backwards.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hanging on to this thread of hope that next year we can get things going back to normal for everything, not just FLA, but
yeah.
I hope this is temporary. Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All right, Shane. Thanks for joining us, man, and stay safe up there in Ontario. And if there's anything we can do out here on the East Coast, by all means, get in touch.
You as well, guys. Thanks so much for having me. All right.
Hey, man. Sure. Lots of love.
Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Great guy.
Yeah, good to see him again.
Yeah, fantastic guy. I used to have it like this. I don't like it like that. I'm putting it back like this now.
Yeah.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, man. I think that's good. Looks good to me. Okay. Yeah. Good to be back on. Good to see Shane. Good to chat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I actually feel like a lot's changed since I've been on. I guess it was before the Picto trip. And I don't know, man. A lot of change with this COVID bullshit. Like it seems like it's all we've been talking about forever, but I thought we were getting past it, and now we're back into the whole mask thing that everybody's just confused about because it's all over the place. But
yeah, I've been pretty negative.
Oh man,
since that announcement, it's really kind of put me in a negative spin again. And
yeah, it's
just it's like I said, why? I feel so bad for these people who work in a grocery store. Think about that person. They worked in a grocery store. They made $12 an hour or whatever. I don't know what they make. Not enough. long story short, they're sitting there, so they get a bonus of $2 an hour during this, but weren't provided probably masks or anything. I don't know if they were, but it wasn't mandatory, right? It wasn't mandatory then. So we flatten the curve. Now they take their $2 bonus away as the grocery store, gazillions in profits. They take their bonus away, and now they make the mask mandatory. What? Like, this poor person's been working in produce, like risking their life now for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's all over the place. That's just it. Like, you know, the shutdown wasn't thorough. It was only, you know, it was quite select. You know, it seems like everyone's just kind of playing by different rules wherever you go. And then they tell you to stay at home, and they tell you to keep your business closed and don't make any money and don't go around anybody. We're going to open the border. We're going to allow these people to come in. We got another case because we allowed travel. Got another case because of travel. I mean, I understand other industries are powered by that. But the problem isn't the businesses that pay taxes here in Nova Scotia and are trying to run and make a living. Because you don't hear new case from fucking tea shop opened up on the corner, new case because the gym opened up. You hear new case because of travel, new case because of travel, new case because of travel. So shut down the problem, let it go away, and then let people live their lives here where they live at least.
There is no need for us to open up to this country. I am no epidemiologist. I am no doctor, scientist, anything. I am not even smart. But like you said,
like, connect dots.
That's it, man. Like, why are we doing it now? Like, there's no point. Like, but it's crazy. Like another guy was kind of arguing with me on Twitter, and shout out to him. We actually ended up not arguing, but we just like, I was like, how does this not make sense until March? Like, you should have did it in March, not now. Anyway, it was like, oh, let's just be friends.
That's what I mean. It was so weird because it's like, it's got to be, we're going to put this in place. And then as a country, we can feel good about doing this, and this, which is going to be detrimental. And we know it, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to put these foolish mask rules in place where we could just like continue on. Keep bullshit out.
Doing what we're doing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. We were told to flatten the curve, which we have done.
Yeah.
So, you know, no offense. I love people in the rest of the country too.
But it feels like
working tourism,
taking steps back. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you know, just as well as anybody.
Jumping,
all about tourism, but
like no one's coming here. Like they're going to try to take advantage of the change in colors, right? That's what they're trying to do. You know, and they're probably going to market the hell out of it. But man, like I could be wrong, but I just don't see the understanding and the sense.
I think the only reason I could see why they would be putting the mask thing in place at this point is that they're about to do something fucking foolish.
Well, you see that email got released too.
Oh, did it? Maybe I'm out of the loop.
It was an email from I think Discover Halifax or something. It was accidentally leaked. How they're open to the rest of the country. So who knows?
There you go. And I've heard that same thing, and which makes total sense to me. So
me too. Yeah.
You know that it makes sense. Okay, we'll make everyone wear a mask, even though there's nothing going on now. So we're going to take 10 steps backwards. Hope our businesses and our livelihoods don't get taken away again. Those of you that don't even have it back yet,
and they'll blame it on
fucking luck. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Anyway,
we may
go on about this
for this conversation, folks. I'm sorry. You know, we're not trying to be negative. We really are safe and
analyzing it realistically.
Yeah, you know, like it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Do.
You can be anything in the world.
Be negative. That's the new one. Beautiful. That's how I wake up.
This tagline in the world by Dragon Energy.
Ooh, there you go. Shout out to Dragon Energy.
Yeah, there's taurine in it. I don't know and caffeine.
What's that do?
I don't know. Takes oil off the garage floor.
Make sure transform into the forest.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly out of here in a second.
Shout out to Dragon Energy. That was good. All right, man. If you can be anything in this world, folks, be negative. If you can be anything in this world, be kind, folks. Very important to be kind, be good to one another. Give that person a hug. Pick up a piece of litter. Give somebody a look in the corner. Whatever it happens to be, smile. You know, it's just because you're smiling at a girl doesn't mean, or a guy or whatever, doesn't mean you. Just be nice to one another.
Give someone the finger and then laugh. Don't laugh back.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, thanks to our friends and sponsors. Without you, none of this is possible.
We'll be right back.